University Challenge. Asking the questions, Jeremy Paxman.
Hello. Last time we saw Emmanuel College, Cambridge win the first of the 8 places in the quarter-final stage of this competition. Whichever team wins tonight will join them. For the losers, though, it's the end. Now, a steaming performance from St John's College, Cambridge in the first round gave them a lead of 255 points over St Andrews University's 120. They were particularly impressive on the films of Francois Truffaut, Hydrocarbons, Graham's Law and Events of the 20th Century. Let's meet them again.
Hi, I'm John Clark Levin. I'm from Los Angeles, California, and I'm studying for a PhD in Politics and International Studies.
Hello, I'm Rosie McKeown. I'm from Kingston upon Thames in southwest London, and I'm studying French and German.
And this is their captain.
Hi, I'm James Devine Stoneman from Southall in West London, studying for a PhD in superconducting spintronics.
Hi, I'm Matt Hazel from Ringwood in Hampshire, and I'm studying veterinary medicine.
The team from Corpus Christi College, Cambridge also had a very comfortable win over St Anne's College, Oxford. They had 225 points at the gong to their opponents' 135. Their strengths proved to be SI-derived units, screenplays, Independence Days, and at least some of the Kings of Belgium. Let's meet them again.
Hi, I'm Tristan Roberts from Amersham in Buckinghamshire, and I'm studying physics.
Hi, I'm Kripa Panchagnula from Hemel Hempstead, Hertfordshire, and I'm studying natural sciences.
And here's their captain.
Hi, I'm Joseph Kroll. I'm from Bingley in West Yorkshire, and I'm studying maths.
Hi, I'm Benedict McDougall. I'm originally from London and I'm studying classics.
Well, you all know the rules by now. Let's just get on with it. Fingers on the buzzers. 10 points at stake for this. What short adjective links the common name of the deer, Cervus elephas, the type of star that includes Proxima Centauri?
St John's Hazel.
Red.
Red is correct. The first set of bonuses are on an island, St John's. Featured in the BBC's Planet Earth 2 series, Zavadovsky Island is in which uninhabited island group under British sovereignty? It shares its name in part with a former name of the Hawaiian Islands.
It's a sandwich, so South Sandwich Islands?
Okay.
Does that sound right? Yeah. South Sandwich Islands?
Correct. Zavadovsky Island has been described as the smelliest on Earth because of fumes emitted from which volcano, also known as Mount Curry? It shares its name with a Greek-derived term for suffocation.
Asphyxia.
Asphyxia? Yeah. Asphyxia?
It is Mount Asphyxia, yes. Another reason for the bad smells on Zavadovsky is guano. The island is home to more than 1 million members of the chinstrap and macaroni species of which seabird?
Penguin.
Correct. 10 points for this. Quote, I have discovered a truly wonderful proof, but the margin is too small to contain it. Which French mathematician?
Corpus Christi Roberts.
Pierre Fermat.
Pierre de Fermat is right. Last steering. Right, your first bonuses, Corpus Christi, are on choreographers. Name each person from a brief biography. Born 1894, her eponymous technique is based on a principle of contraction and release. The first dancer to perform at the White House, her influence on the medium has been compared to that of Picasso on modern visual arts.
Is it something like Isadora Duncan?
I don't know.
I don't really know, to be honest, but
Go for it.
Duncan?
No, it's Martha Graham. Born in 1918, he played a crucial role in the development of the American Ballet Theatre and the New York City Ballet, and choreographed stage musicals such as West Side Story in 1957 and Fiddler on the Roof in 1964.
Is it something like Balanchine?
I don't know.
Balanchine?
No, it's Jerome Robbins. Finally, a director and choreographer whose distinctive style often used chairs and hats as props, notably in the 1972 film Cabaret, for which he won the Best Director Academy Award.
Bob Fosse.
Correct. 10 points for this. An early example of a woman publishing in English under her own name, Prayers or Meditations, is a work by which royal figure?
St John's McKeown.
Catherine Parr.
Catherine Parr is right. These bonuses are on thermodynamics, St John's. Denoted by the letter C with no subscript, what two-word term is used for the energy transferred by heating a sample divided by the resulting temperature change?
Specific heat capacity, right? Two-word term, did you ask for three?
Maybe heat capacity.
Heat capacity.
Correct, or thermal capacity, yes. The specific heat capacity of a sample is obtained by dividing the heat capacity by what quantity?
The mass. The mass?
The mass of the sample is right. At constant pressure, the specific heat capacity of air is approximately 1 joule per Kelvin per gram. To the nearest integer, what is the specific heat capacity of liquid water under the same conditions in those units?
That's 4.
4.
4 is right. 10 points for this. Which capital city in the European Union has a longitude of 18 degrees east, similar to that of Dubrovnik, and a latitude of 59 degrees north? That is around 7.5 degrees north of London.
Corpus Christi Crawl.
Helsinki?
Anyone like to buzz from St John's?
St John's Levin.
Stockholm?
Stockholm is correct. You get bonuses on The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. Offred, the protagonist of The Handmaid's Tale, lives in which fictional republic? It shares its name with an ancient region mentioned in the Book of Judges.
Gilead. Yes.
Gilead.
Gilead is correct. In The Handmaid's Tale, what six-letter term denotes a female domestic servant? In the New Testament, it's the name of the sister of Mary and Lazarus.
Martha.
Martha.
Martha is correct. After a despotic queen in the first book of Kings, what is the nickname of the illicit club to which the commander takes Offred?
Jezebel, yeah. Jezebel.
Correct. 10 points for this. In physics, what term denotes an interaction between a particle and its antiparticle in which...
Corpus Christi Roberts.
Annihilation.
Annihilation is right, yes. You get a set of bonuses on mutinies, Corpus Christi. Which plain in County Kildare gives its name to an incident or mutiny of March 1914 in which British Army officers threatened to resign rather than move against Ulster opponents of Home Rule?
A plain in County Kildare, do you have anything?
I don't.
Anywhere in Kildare?
Other than Kildare, no.
I don't know. The plains of Wexford.
Plains of Wexford, that's another county altogether. It's the Curragh Mutiny, it's known as. Which year saw the costly failure of the Nivelle offensive, which was followed by widespread mutinies in the French army?
Oh, I don't know. Any idea?
Nothing.
No.
At least I'll try something like 1797.
So?
1797?
No, it's 1917. Which port gives its name to a revolt of the German High Seas Fleet that precipitated the German Revolution and the armistice of November 1918?
Kiel.
Kiel is right. We're going to take a picture round now. For your picture starter, you'll see an abridged index of first lines from a notable collection of poetry. 10 points if you can tell me the poet whose works are thus represented.
St John's McKeown.
T.S. Eliot.
It is T.S. Eliot, yes. For your picture bonuses, we've again abridged the index of first lines of 3 notable poetry collections. This time, however, for the points, I want the poet and the title of the collection. Firstly, for 5.
Sylvia Plath and Ariel.
Sylvia Plath and Ariel.
Correct. Secondly,
A.E. Houseman and the Shropshire Lad.
Nominate McKeown.
A.E. Houseman and the Shropshire Lad.
correct. And finally,
Blake, Songs of Innocence and Experience.
Blake, Songs of Innocence and Experience.
that's correct. Right, 10 points for this. What descriptive name links beetles in the family Cirrambicidae, characterised by long antennae and having larvae that typically bore into wood, and either of 2 breeds of beef cattle, one developed in England and the other in the southwestern United States, particularly Texas?
St John's McKeown.
Longhorn.
Longhorn is right. These bonuses are on geography, St John's. In each case, give the predominant cardinal direction in which one would travel in the shortest straight line from the first city to the second. For example, leads to Hull is east? Firstly, Hong Kong to Hanoi.
Yeah.
Yeah. West.
Correct. Secondly, Sydney to Brisbane.
North. Yeah. North.
It's in the south coast.
Yes.
Yeah. North.
Correct. And finally, Sao Paulo to Rio de Janeiro.
Is it closest to Cardinal? Because that's roughly east, but a bit north. So is it just a cardinal point? Or
I don't
I
know.
want to say northeast.
I think it's just one, so
Just
north.
north. So east, I think. Or east.
East is correct. 10 points for this. In Bizet's Carmen, the aria Love is a Rebellious Bird is an example of what dance in 2/4 time, particularly associated with Cuba?
St John's McKeown.
Habanera.
Habanera is correct, yes. These bonuses are on geology, St John's. What Greek-derived general term denotes the process by which mountain ranges are formed from the compression of the Earth's crust by the collision of tectonic plates?
Blank.
I think I've got
That's kind of together and they push up, so it must be something.
Something classed.
pass.
It's orogeny. And secondly, what name is given to the movement of one tectonic plate underneath another at a convergent plate margin? An example occurs in the Andean orogeny.
Subduction.
Correct. Named after a region of southern Peru, which tectonic plate is subducting underneath the South American plate at the Peru-Chile Trench?
The Nazca plate.
Correct. 10 points for this. What SI-derived unit might be indirectly expressed as 1 Weber per Tesla, or 1 Newton per Pascal, or 10 to the 28 barns?
Corpus Christi Roberts.
The metre squared.
Correct. You get a set of bonuses, Corpus Christi, on the artist Edward Manet. Firstly, a naked woman sits with 2 clothed men in contemporary dress in which painting by Manet? It aroused disapproval when it was exhibited in 1863.
Olympia.
No, it's Le Déjeuner sur l'herbe. And secondly, named after its silver deposits, which town on the Seine, northwest of Paris, is the scene of an 1874 work depicting Claude Monet painting on a boat?
I don't know. Is that an Sierra thing?
I don't know.
It's really not that, but anything?
Versailles in the right direction from
I don't
Paris?
think so. But shall I just try something?
Yeah.
Asnier.
No, it's Argenteuil. And finally, completed in the year before his death and now in the Courtauld Gallery, an 1882 painting by Manet portrays a barmaid at which Paris venue?
Is this the Folie Bergère? I have got. This is the right one.
I believe so.
Shall I try that?
Yeah, go for it.
Folie Bergère.
Correct. 10 points for this. The residence of a monarchy that was overthrown in 1893, the Iolani Palace, is in which city of the Pacific Ocean? In 19...
St John's McKeown.
Honolulu.
Honolulu's right. You get 3 bonuses on a bacterial genus. Sir Alexander Fleming discovered penicillin in a mould that prevented the growth of bacteria belonging to which genus?
I would say strep or stuff.
Sounds familiar.
Streptococcus.
Streptococcus.
No, it's Staphylococcus. In the Gram-stain test to help identify bacteria, a thicker layer of which polymer in the cell wall increases the ability of staphylococci to retain the dye?
Nominate Hazel.
Peptidoglycan.
Correct. Under the microscope, which fruit does staphylococci resemble as a result of cell division in 3 planes rather than 1?
So grapes. Grapes.
Correct. We're going to take a music round now. Your music starter, you're going to hear a piece of classical music by a German composer. 10 points if you can identify the composer.
St John's McKeown.
Brahms.
No, anyone want to buzz from Corpus Christi? You may hear a little more.
Corpus Christi Kroll.
Strauss.
No, it's Carl Maria von Weber's invitation to the dance. So, music bonuses in a moment or two. 10 points for this. What short term is used for the property of particles observed by Otto Stern and Walter Gerlach in a beam of
St John's Divine Stoneman.
Spin is correct, yes. Right, you heard in the music starter part of Weber's invitation to the dance. It's held to be one of the first concert waltzes. Rather than being a piece meant for dancing, it's a programmatic work telling the story of a couple at a ball. Your music bonuses are 3 later programmatic waltzes, 5 points for the composer of each. Firstly for 5.
God, this sounds quite American. Do you want to go for Gershwin?
Gershwin, possibly. Gershwin?
No, that's by Ravel, La Valse. And secondly...
Possibly. Debussy?
No, that's Sibelius's Valse Triste. And finally...
Chopin. Chopin?
No, that's Liszt, his Mephisto Waltz No. 1. Right, 10 points for this. In China from 1958, the Great Leap Forward saw a campaign to eliminate the 4 pests.
St John's Hazel.
Sparrows?
Yes, sparrow is correct. The others were rats, flies and mosquitoes, of course. So you get a set of bonuses now on European Romanticism. Name the language in which each of the following works was originally written. Firstly, the play Ernani, first performed in 1830. It was later adapted by Verdi, with Antonio Superchi playing the Roman Emperor Charles V at its operatic premiere.
So is it, I think it's Don Carlos.
Of Spanish, then.
Yeah. Don Carlos?
No, it was French.
Oh, French. Oh.
Adam Mickiewicz's multiple-volume poem Jardy, known in English as Forefathers' Eve, was originally written in which language?
I'd go for Polish.
Yeah. Polish. Polish?
Polish is correct. And finally, the collection given the English title Hymns to the Night, first published in 1800 by the author known by his pen name Novalis, was originally written in...
German.
Correct. 10 points for this. What given name with varying spellings links the authors of French Provincial Cooking, The Wombles, Aurora Lee, and North and South?
St John's McKeown.
Elizabeth.
Correct. Your bonuses are on capitalism this time, St John's. In each case, name the author of the following. The 2010 work, 23 Things They Don't Tell You About Capitalism.
Yes, that South Korean guy, but what's his name? I don't think I'll get it.
Just pass.
Pass.
It's Ha-Jun Chang. Secondly, the 1926 work, Religion and the Rise of Capitalism.
Is that too late for Engels?
Don't know, do you think Engels?
Marx and Engels together or just influenced by each other?
Engels?
No, it's R.H. Tawney. And finally, the 2007 work, The Shock Doctrine, The Rise of Disaster Capitalism.
Nominate Levin.
Naomi Klein.
Correct. 10 points for this. On the Cult of Personality and Its Consequences was a speech that denounced which former national leader? It was...
St John's Levin.
Stalin.
Stalin is correct. It was delivered by Khrushchev, of course, in 1956. Your bonuses are on European countries. In each case, give the demonym that results in the following suggestions when keyed into Google autocomplete. For example, cottage, army knife and charred would give Swiss. Firstly, which adjective from a country name gives deadlift?
Deadlift. So that's to do with lifting.
So like
Serbian, maybe? No, I don't think so. I would say like Russian, maybe.
Russian.
No, it's Romanian. Which one gives a Vizsla, a type of hunting dog?
Hungarian.
Correct. Finally, which demonym gives tea-urn?
Is that Russian, maybe?
Probably.
Russian?
That is Russian, yes. We're going to take a picture round. For your picture starter, you'll see a painting. For 10 points, name the artist.
Corpus Christi Kroll.
Jericho?
Anyone like to buzz from St John's?
St John's McKeown.
Goya.
No, it's Delacroix. That was La Giaour. So we'll come to the picture bonuses in a moment or two, but here's a starter question in the meantime. In computing, what form of cyber attack do the letters D, D, O...
Corpus Christi Roberts.
Distributed denial of service.
That's correct, yes. You'll recall that the picture starter was Delacroix's version of La Giaour by Byron. You're going to see 3 more paintings, this time all by British artists, that take their inspiration from the works of Byron. 5 points for each artist you can name. Firstly?
I don't know.
I don't know at all.
Some of these stupid like Burne Jones. I don't know really. Try that.
Say something if you don't know.
Burne Jones?
No, that's by Maddox Brown, Ford Maddox Brown. It's Manfred on the Jungfrau. And secondly?
Familiar.
I'm not feeling that much, but unless you have anything else.
Say something.
Turner.
No, that's John Martin's Manfred on the Jungfrau. And finally?
Any ideas?
No. Say Turner again.
Turner.
It was Turner, yes. It's the Bright Stone of Honour and the Tomb of Marceau from Childe Harold. Right, 10 points for this. In a poem by W.H. Auden in his collection Another Time, the writer uses the phrase, a low, dishonest decade, to refer to which decade of the 20th century?
Corpus Christi Kroll.
1920s?
No, anyone like to bust
St John's McKeown.
The 1930s.
The 1930s is right, yes. Right, your bonuses this time, St John's are on Shakespeare. In each case, simply identify the play in which the following lines appear. In which play does Grumio have the lines, Thou knowest winter tames man, woman and beast, for it hath tamed my old master and my new mistress?
Grumio. Does that anyone recognise?
Coriolanus.
Yeah, it's a Latin name. So.
Coriolanus?
No, it's the taming of the shrew. Secondly, in which play does Amiens sing, Blow, blow, thou winter wind, thou art not so unkind as man's ingratitude?
I think that's As You Like It, but take that with a pinch of salt.
As You Like It?
It is As You Like It. And finally, which play opens with the Duke of Gloucester's lines, Now is the winter of our discontent made glorious summer by this son of York?
Richard III.
Correct. 10 points for this. In the vertebrate immune system, for what do the letters NK stand when referring...
St John's Hazel.
Natural killer.
Correct. Your bonuses, St John's, are on cricketing terminology from the glossary of ESPN Cricinfo. In each case, give the term from the definition. All 3 are 5-letter words. Firstly, the area of a pitch that is scuffed up and loosened by the action of a bowler running through in his follow-through. It becomes a tasty target for spin bowlers who can exploit the extra turn.
I have no idea, but
Rough.
Rough is correct. Secondly, the same as a slog, but most used for onside shots.
Pass.
That's a hoik. And finally, a ball that curves through the air as opposed to off the seam.
Pass.
It's swing. 10 points for this. 4 minutes to go. The Great Learning and the Doctrine of the Mean are among the 4 books central to the teachings of which traditional East Asian system of morals and political thought?
Corpus Christi Roberts.
Confucianism?
Confucianism is correct, yes. Your bonuses, Corpus Christi, this time are on Norwegian writers. My Struggle is the English title of the series of 6 self-examining accounts of the day-to-day life of which Norwegian author whose work has been described as autobiographical fiction?
Is Strindberg Norwegian?
I'm not actually sure.
It's not Ibsen, is it?
If you've got a guess, go for it. Like we want to get.
Okay. Strindberg?
No, it's Karl Ove Knausgaard. Which international bestseller by Justin Gardner revolves around a series of lessons in the history of philosophy given to a 14-year-old schoolgirl?
I've never heard of this. I don't know.
Go for the previous guess.
No, go for something else. It has to be a title.
Shall I just guess something?
Yeah.
From Socrates down.
No, it's Sophie's World. Finally, a somewhat surprising bestseller. Which non-fiction work by Lars Mitting is concerned with the felling and chopping of trees?
I've heard of this, but
It's
I'm not going to remember.
spruce or something.
I'm not going to remember.
Spruce.
No, it's Norwegian wood, chopping, stacking and drying wood the Scandinavian way. 10 points for this. In automotive engineering, the cetane number measures the ignition quality of what specific type of fuel?
St John's Divine Stoneman.
Diesel?
Diesel is correct, yes. You get bonuses on chess terminology. Which defensive manoeuvre is the only time in a chess game when a player may move more than one of their own pieces during a single move? Castling is correct. What term is applied to a pawn that has no other pawns of the same colour on adjoining files?
Oh, that's a passed pawn, is it? Or is it a...
No,
It's
passes.
a no, it's an unsupported pawn. Or
I don't know.
a passed pawn.
It's just known as an isolated pawn. Referring to an unprotected piece which can be captured, which two-word French term literally means intake?
Emprise.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
emprise.
Emprise is correct. 10 points for this. What name links two saints? One born around 1090, worked to restore Cistercian monasticism. The second founded hospices near the two Alpine passes that bear his name.
Corpus Christi Kroll.
Bernard?
Bernard is right. Your bonuses are on Archbishops of Canterbury now, Corpus Christi. What is the surname of the father and son who both died in office as Archbishop of Canterbury in 1902 and 1944, respectively?
Is this Lang, possibly?
Go for it.
Lang?
No, it's Temple. Succeeding Frederick Temple in 1903, who served as Archbishop of Canterbury for the next 25 years, the longest continuous term in the position since the 16th century?
Shall I just try Lang? Lang?
No, that was Randall Thomas Davidson. And finally, which Archbishop of Canterbury presided over the 1953 coronation of the present Queen? And that was wrong. Corpus Christi, Cambridge had 80. St John's College, Cambridge had 285. It was Archbishop Fisher, of course. Right, well, bad luck, Corpus Christi. You were up against very strong opposition there in your fellow Cambridge College. Congratulations to you, St John's. We shall look forward to seeing you in the quarter-finals. Well done. I hope you can join us next time for another second-round match. But until then, it's goodbye from Corpus Christi College, Cambridge.
Goodbye.
It's goodbye from St John's College, Cambridge.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.